A very good morning. Today is a Wednesday. It's around 5 a.m. and I'm going out for my daily run. But actually, I'm only walking today because I'm sick. You can't tell from the way I sound. So, life as an African living and working in Dubai. On today's vlog, I'm gonna show you around where I live. As you can see, I live really close to the metro. I'm gonna tell you that everywhere I've always lived, I always make sure it's very close to the metro. So, because when you're very close to the metro, it means that every time you want to go anywhere, you can just walk a very small distance towards where you're going, walk a very small distance to the metro, and then and you know how hot it can get in Dubai. It can get pretty hot during summer, like it is right now. So it means if you have a very big distance to walk towards either a bus or a metro, you could die. So I always live close to the metro. I make sure. And I love my community where I live. This is a very, very beautiful community. To be honest, this is one of the best places anyone can live. Now, as an African, okay, most Africans living and working in Dubai, they don't ideally live in such communities. Most Africans in Dubai live around Deira. Now, I've lived in Deira for a very long time. I think like most of the time, I've always lived in Deira. I hated it for so many reasons. One of which is the one I talked about in a previous video of why I decided to start dressing up in abaya, which is like many occasions when you're walking around there, like men would approach you in a very disrespectful manner because there are some stereotypes around Africans. So they would think every African girl is up for prostitution, so they approach you and it is so disrespectful. I'm telling you, like, it's like they can't learn even after all these years. Anyway, actually the experience that tipped the scale was when I was out for a jog like this, literally dressed like this, and then someone approached me and he was so blunt and direct, like, yo, can we go? I'm gonna pay you. I'm like, bro, seriously? I started yelling. So at some point I was so tired of yelling. Because of the flu, even from just walking, I can feel out of breath. I didn't have a good night's sleep at all. So you guys, in time, I'm gonna show you my place. Like inside my room, I'm gonna tell you the story of how I got the place, because like I said, it is not typical for Africans to live around a place such as this. As you can see, they're only villas, not even mostly. Only villas. There's no high-risings, apartments, except on the other side of the metro. There are some. But this side where I live, this is the prime location. I'm running out of breath. Every day I get out and come around the park. There's a park. I come around the park and I have like a short run, or a walk like I'm gonna have today. Need to catch my breath.
Woke up today, the sun is shining bright. A brand new chance to reach for the light. The road is long, but don't you shy away. With every step, you're closer to the day. Keep your head up, don't you lose your way. Every dream you have is just a step away. So rise and shine. Hard work will make your dreams align. Don't give up, don't fall behind. In your heart, the strength you'll find. Rise and shine, it's your time to climb. The mountain's tall, but you'll make it fine.
One of the things that I love about this place is the fact that there are not so many people. So it doesn't matter what time, you won't be walking around this area and meet a lot of people. And I hate people. I genuinely do hate people. This is the perfect place for me to live. I don't hate people. Who hates me? Like, yo, I'm just an introvert, and I want to be around people when I have prepared myself mentally for it, but not just on a random morning. You're going out for a work, and there's so many people. Some are talking to you, especially when I lived nearby Union Metro Station. Union Metro Station is like in the middle of Deira. It's like literally in the middle of Deira. Or should I say Dubai, in the middle of Dubai. So I used to run around Union Metro Station. And every time, like literally every time, there would be someone trying to talk to you. Every time you go out for a run, there's someone who is trying to talk to you. Like, leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone. I want to get my steps in and go home. And go to work, actually, because most of my runs were in the morning. Now I'm trying to, get some energy up. Yes, please. Yeah, that coke cloth. That coke. Coke Pro. Man, they really ruined the word coke. Can't believe I'm saying it 3 times. But Africans living in Dubai is very tricky. You guys, when I tell you the story of how I got my place, hey, sometimes I just outdo myself, Sometimes I just outdo myself. I know I am so smart and so creative and so like go-getter, because I brought myself to UAE. I'm not one of those people who was brought to UAE by agents. No, I literally bought my own visa. I initiated everything myself. I wasn't relying on anyone. I did. And I'm not one of those people who has a sad story of, I worked as a maid. I don't have that experience. And I know how unique that is, especially for females. Most of them must come by agents. They must come through someone else. Like, no one goes through this UAE life or Middle East life from Africa without a hand of someone else. Like, few people just apply all by themselves and come to the UAE. Very few ladies. Men, I've seen some who came by themselves. Yeah, this voice is not so bad because of my voice. It sounds horrible. Yeah, but you can tell, like, for someone to do that all by themselves, to me that is impressive. So I impress myself. Maybe that's just the problem. I think it's impressive and no one else does. Bro, I know it's impressive, man, because it's not easy. It's not easy to do what I do. It's not easy. But I'm telling you, that's why it's impressive. Like how I got to this community, particularly because I did a lot of research. I'm going to tell you guys the story how in a separate video. So the park is right behind me. If where I can see more palm trees. Right there is the park. But I know there are some people walking around the park right now. Inside the park is still closed because Dubai parks, they have some opening time. Some of them, some are open 24/7. I don't know. But some of them have some like opening time and closing time. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna walk around because this is a big community. I'm gonna keep walking and walking around and showing you guys around as well, because I guess today's vlog is gonna mainly feature my community, which is such a beautiful community. I've actually made friends ever since I came around here. Also, on the part of making friends, I told you I'm an introvert, right? Introverts don't typically make friends, but I'm also not stupid. I've read books. I've you gotta make friends. You gotta make friends, my boy. My love, you gotta make friends. Because friends are very important. Friends are integral. They're important in life. For you to be successful, for you to get ahead, you gotta make friends. It is so hard for me, but I'm intentional about these things because I understand the importance of having friends. Having someone to call and ask for something that they can give you, and it's like no big deal for them. You get what I'm saying? So I've tried to make some friends around here. One may just be the guy that brings gas around this community, and I speak to him and I said, because remember, I'm not the only one who lives in this community that is kind of broke or not local, because most of the people around here are locals, Emiratis. So imagine a person who supplies gas around this community. They wouldn't prioritize giving services to someone like me. You get what I'm saying? And I still need gas, obviously. Anyway, so about trying to be friends with someone like that. Not like too friendly, like you're gonna call them, blah, 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 and chat. No, but be nice to them. Yeah, but also some other people meet at the park. I like to smile at them and then, talk to them. That at this point, you recognize each other. Some of them had a coffee away from, that is a true friendship. Like getting a coffee with someone in the UAE, trust me, that is friends. And I always try to make sure that the people I consider friends are not only male. Now I'm gonna tell you why. First, I need someone who is minding their business, not to hear my conversation. Only males, because males, there's always an ulterior motive. You get what I'm saying? There's always an ulterior motive. So I like to have female friends. Like, I know if it's a female, there's no ulterior motive, because I'm a female. I know how I think, how I feel. And when I go out with another female, it's like, we are just enjoying a coffee and nothing more, nothing less. I need to catch my breath. I'm sorry, you guys. This whole vlog is too much of me. Yalla, yap, yapping. But you guys, you can see my community. So the next time I'm telling you how I go to my place, you're gonna be impressed too, right? You're gonna be impressed. I mean, look around. Villa per villa, like only villas. These are homes of either extremely rich people, extremely rich. Because trust me, for someone to live there, rich, and Emiratis, the UAE locals, or what is O? There's no O. It is just extremely rich people or locals. And a few of us who weasel our way into this community. Let me check the time. It is 5:33. I've been walking for 15 minutes. Let's watch. I've been walking for 15 minutes, but I still have time because it is 5:33. I need to be back to my house by 6, and I get ready, take a shower, blah blah blah, and then go to work. So I'm gonna end this here, and I jog a little bit so that I increase my steps. I'm gonna show you guys when I'm on my way to work, and we shall end the vlog there, so it's not a little bit too long, I'll see you guys later. Bye. It's nothing like a running nose to embarrass you in the metro. Oh my, know how full that metro is. Your nose is running. I had to sneeze like 4 times. Oh, 4 times is a lot when people are like, bro, what is wrong with her? Oh, so this is the last metro station. From here, I'm gonna take the company van, which takes us to office, or should I say warehouse? My office is in the warehouse. Yeah, but I feel like it's gonna be a good day. I feel relaxed. That run and walk was really, really good for me, especially for my flu, the flu that I'm struggling with. You know, when you go for a run, you sweat, your blood is moving, and things come out easier. Yeah, and I feel like that is a plus. This place is the gardens, Discovery Gardens. That is my last metro station. I'm not gonna tell you my first, but imagine almost the last metro station. And here, so I spend almost an hour, like usually around 50 minutes inside the train. It's a very long commute. I try to live in nearby places around here because there are so many apartments. I tried to find a place, but I could not, which is a big issue that I'm gonna talk about eventually, especially when you're an African living and working in Dubai. It's hard to get a place to stay. There is a lot of politics. I'm gonna call it politics. Yeah, I mean, like any other country, like any other place, the classes, there is some segregation, and you know, but you live with it. We live with it. It is what it is, you know. It's everywhere, even in my country as well, even in Africa. It is what it is. You get what I'm saying? Could be tribes. Yeah, but I usually get here very early. The van comes at around 8:20. It's not yet even 8:15. I can't read my watch. I read digital watches very easily. Anyway, it's not yet 8:15 for sure, so it's like 8:12. A few minutes before the van comes. So during these minutes, usually I go and get a coffee from Tim Hortons. But Tim Hortons coffee every day, that kind of money, doesn't work. The math ain't mathing. So today, no. Like Tim Hortons is, I love the coffee, so I tend to go to like spoil myself. When I really feel like, okay, I have a spare money, I'll go and get that coffee. But it can't be a daily thing. But eventually it will be. We are working hard towards that. When it's like, yeah, it's just a coffee, gotta get it, it's no biggie. But right now we can't afford that. So there's a cafeteria down. Every time, like, I've had issues with that cafeteria, but there is, and their coffee is surprisingly expensive, considering they also use the instant coffees, I mean the Nescafe, and then they are selling the coffee 3 dirham. As humans, we have double standards. At Tim Hortons, I'll pay for my coffee 25, 26 dirhams because it's a latte, but I am struggling to pay 3 dirham for coffee at a small cafe. I don't know. There's value for money. Anyway, that's where I'm gonna go instead and get another coffee, my second cup, because I have coffee in the morning. As soon as I wake up, the first thing that touches these lips, coffee. Coffee is bae. Coffee is my life. What is that? So I'm gonna go get my second cup, and I'll get my third cup when I reach at work. There's a coffee machine. One would think, why not wait? Sometimes I do wait. Sometimes I wait and take my second and third coffee from work, or just the second and call it a day. Yes, I have to load up on caffeine because I like to do my work with a lot of anxiety. Oh, bye.
No cap, it's about the bag. Stack it up, don't let them lag. They say money ain't everything,